Looking back at the last 3 weeks, I have experienced for the very first time what it's like to be a foreigner. This is my first time overseas, and I have now felt what it's like to be in a new place, to get lost. I've gotten lost in Maastricht so many times, to feel stared at, to not know the language. I don't speak any Dutch, French, or German, and the communication difficulties that come with that language barrier. But throughout all these experiences and these difficulties that I've gone through, I've improved my global competency and learned so much along the way. And I really felt like understanding cultural differences is the competency that I improved the most on. And the two things that really helped with that were talking with, or I should say interviewing, the different teachers that I met at the schools that we visited, particularly Tas at BS Wick, which is the school that I taught my lesson at. I interviewed him during his lunch break, and I learned so much about just Dutch classroom dynamics and how he views being a teacher. Just by observing the class too, I could see that teachers don't yell as much. They have more of a conversation with their students. The classroom is very just talking based and just hearing the opinions of others. And I also saw that the students have more respect for the teacher. The teacher, he asks them to be quiet, and they get quiet. Then I also interviewed Joey and Judith at UWC, and I learned a lot about what it's like to teach English language learners there, since pretty much everybody in their class is an ELL. And it was very interesting to see how the school deals with integrating them into the classroom, and the troubles that they might have making friends or fitting in, and just in general how they are flexible with their lesson plans when teaching all these students that are at different levels. The other thing that really helped me understand cultural differences, more so in just the broad context of Dutch versus American culture, is spending time with a Dutch family. I really learned a lot from Luke's family. They taught me what daily life is like for them, and how just spending time with loved ones is so important to them. And there's even a word for that in Dutch. Gezellig is basically untranslatable to English, but it can mean cozy or just general togetherness. And I really felt that when I was at their house. They treated me just wonderfully and served me really yummy food. And I got to see how, compared to American culture, it's so much slower and more concerned with the relationships that you have with people. And it was like that in the classrooms too. There was just more of a personal, would be the best word to describe, a personal connection just between the student and teacher, and working together in groups. So I think that from this trip, I just really got a good sense of what the Dutch value as far as when it comes to a Dutch teacher, and how they view their students, how they view teaching, and as well as what just the typical Dutch person, what they value in their life.